You buy an iPhone. At first, it feels like a simple upgrade. A better camera, smoother performance, a more polished experience. But then something subtle begins to change. You don't just use the iPhone anymore. You begin to rely on it. And over time, without any clear decision, you start building your entire digital life around it. Until one day, leaving no longer feels simple. Apple Incorporated is often praised for creating some of the most seamless technology in the world. Its devices are designed to work together effortlessly, offering a level of integration that few competitors can match. From the iPhone to the MacBook, from the AirPods to the Apple Watch, the experience feels unified and complete. But behind that simplicity lies a deeper question. Is Apple simply improving the way we use technology? Or is it designing a system that makes it increasingly difficult to leave? Critics argue that Apple's ecosystem is not just about convenience, it is about retention. A system carefully structured to keep users engaged, connected, and ultimately committed. Background: Apple's strategy has always centered on control and seamless integration. Unlike many technology companies that rely on open ecosystems, Apple designs both its hardware and software in-house. This gives the company complete authority over how its products function and interact, resulting in a smooth and consistent user experience. This approach began with early innovations like the iPod and iTunes, where Apple built a closed system for music consumption. Users bought the device, used Apple's software, and remained within its environment. Over time, this model expanded beyond music. With services like iCloud and communication tools such as iMessage, Apple started linking not just devices, but entire digital experiences. What began as simple product integration gradually evolved into a tightly connected ecosystem, where each Apple product enhances the value of another. This strategy not only improves usability but also encourages long-term user loyalty within Apple's controlled environment. For most users, the journey into Apple's ecosystem begins with a single product, the iPhone. During the initial setup, users sign into iCloud, often without much thought. In that moment, something significant begins. Their data starts syncing automatically across Apple's system. Photos, contacts, messages, and notes are securely stored and continuously updated across devices. This process feels smooth and effortless, requiring little to no manual effort. There is no immediate sense of commitment or long-term consequence. However, behind this simplicity lies a deeper shift. The user is gradually becoming part of a connected ecosystem. What feels like a convenient setup step is actually the foundation of a system designed to integrate devices and services seamlessly over time. The next step often feels natural. A user purchases a MacBook. Immediately, their data appears on the new device. Messages continue seamlessly through iMessage. Files and photos are already accessible. There is no need for manual transfers or complicated setup. This convenience encourages further adoption. AirPods are added next. They connect instantly without pairing screens or technical steps. Then comes the Apple Watch, integrating notifications, health tracking, and device unlocking into the system. Each new product enhances the experience. But more importantly, each new product strengthens the ecosystem. Apple's true strength lies not in its individual products, but in how those products work together. Features like AirDrop, Handoff, and Universal Clipboard allow users to move seamlessly across devices without interruption. A document started on an iPhone can be continued instantly on a MacBook, and files can be shared quickly without relying on third-party apps. This tight integration simplifies everyday tasks and removes unnecessary steps, creating a smoother user experience. Over time, this convenience begins to reshape how users interact with technology. They come to expect instant connectivity and effortless transitions between devices. Once that expectation is set, other systems can feel slower and less intuitive. As a result, Apple's ecosystem not only enhances productivity but also strengthens user dependence on its interconnected environment. As users continue within the ecosystem, their digital lives become increasingly embedded within Apple's infrastructure. Photos are stored in iCloud. Messages remain within iMessage. Passwords are saved in Apple Keychain. Notes, reminders, and calendars are synchronized across all devices. Switching to another platform becomes more complex. It requires transferring large amounts of data, adjusting to different interfaces, and often losing certain features. While it is technically possible to leave, the process involves enough inconvenience to discourage most users. This is where convenience evolves into commitment. Another layer of Apple's ecosystem is social influence, which subtly shapes user behavior. In regions like the United States, Apple's messaging system creates a visible distinction between users. Messages sent through iMessage appear as blue bubbles, while standard SMS messages show up as green bubbles. On the surface, this seems like a simple design choice, but it has deeper implications. Group chats can become fragmented, media quality may drop, and certain features are unavailable for non-iMessage users. Over time, this creates a social dynamic where being outside the Apple ecosystem feels different or even inconvenient. Users may feel indirect pressure to stay within the system to maintain a smoother and more consistent communication experience. This influence is not enforced by technology alone but reinforced through everyday interactions. As a result, social perception becomes another powerful layer that strengthens Apple's tightly connected ecosystem and encourages long-term user retention. Apple has expanded its ecosystem further through a growing range of digital services. Platforms like Apple Music, Apple TV+, and Apple Arcade extend the experience beyond hardware, creating a seamless connection between devices and content. These services are deeply integrated into Apple products, allowing users to access entertainment effortlessly across their iPhone, iPad, or Mac. As users begin to rely on these services, their habits gradually become tied to the ecosystem. Playlists, watch history, game progress, and personal preferences are all linked to their Apple ID. Over time, this builds a personalized digital environment that feels convenient and familiar. However, this also increases dependency. Leaving the ecosystem no longer means just switching devices. It requires replacing services, rebuilding routines, and adjusting to a completely different digital experience. Apple's ecosystem is built on the principle of controlled simplicity. The company limits customization and enforces strict guidelines within its App Store to maintain consistency, security, and smooth performance across devices. This approach ensures that users experience a reliable and unified system. However, this level of control also reduces flexibility, as users have fewer options to personalize their devices compared to open platforms. Instead of modifying the system to fit their preferences, users gradually adapt to Apple's structure. Over time, this repeated interaction creates familiarity and comfort. That familiarity becomes a powerful factor, encouraging users to remain within the ecosystem and strengthening long-term loyalty. The most important aspect of Apple's ecosystem is not what it restricts. It is what it enables. Apple does not rely on contracts, penalties, or forced limitations to keep users inside its system. Instead, it focuses on creating an experience that is so seamless and efficient that leaving feels inconvenient. The system is designed not as a barrier, but as a preference. Users remain within the ecosystem not because they are unable to leave, but because they perceive fewer benefits in doing so. This is a different form of lock-in. It is not based on restriction, but on design. Apple's ecosystem represents one of the most effective examples of user retention in modern technology. It demonstrates how integration, convenience, and consistency can influence behavior over time. The question is not whether Apple locks users into its ecosystem. The real question is whether users fully understand how deeply their digital lives are connected to it. Because once technology becomes integrated into daily routines, leaving is no longer a simple technical decision. It becomes a personal one. And in most cases, that decision is shaped long before the user even considers it. If you found this video insightful, consider subscribing for more in-depth, documentary-style explorations of the systems shaping modern technology. Stay curious.